Do you not think that this planet is a comfortable planet just without anything? Seems that we've complicated things, don't it? Like, if we think about it, if God had his way and if we align to the way that God initially set this thing up, we'd all be out camping, kicking it, doing it however we want, living in bliss, treating each other right, trusting one another, partaking of all of the abundance of this garden, loving our animals, farming, drinking pristine, clean water, watching the sunrise, laying up with one another, watching the sunset, watching our children and our grandchildren grow. That's the creation of this place. Yet, in order for someone else to make themselves relevant, they would need to superimpose something on top of that, looking to be God. And they will create systems and tell you that that original system that God gave Noah and his descendants after the flood, and they get off of that boat and there's not an enemy in sight. I want you to sit and think about that. I want you to sit and think, no matter where you were on this planet, jungles of the rainforest, the bush in Africa, the mountainous areas of America, no matter where you were, you could walk it freely and know that there was not an enemy. For sure, you knew that your God had eradicated all of your enemies. You were on the boat. Nobody knows better than you, friend, what happened. And after a year, the water submerged enough for you to get off the boat. Surely there were many places that were still flooded, but the areas you were on were high land. Had to been. And you know for sure there is no enemy here. I can lay out at night under a fire and not worry about a bear or anything coming because of the fire or the smell of food, and look at the beauty of the sky. God said Noah and his descendants lived so long. Goodness, friend. And you fast forward to this mess of an existence that we have agreed to. Everything is for sale. You got to buy water, an apple. It's not even real. A plum, it ain't even a real plum. All to get you to depend. Buy in. Need me. And even then, God says, okay, fine. I created a brilliant mind in you. You will create. I understand that. Fine. But what happened to your sovereignty? Just as it relates to everyday stuff, just decision making. What happened to that? When we look at the book of Enoch, and Enoch is speaking to these fallen angels, They were so glad that they had Enoch, friend. Without Enoch, they wouldn't even know where they stood. Follow me here. Without Enoch, they would not have any point of reference to punishment, to terms of the situation. They would be oblivious completely. All they would know is that they are in deep, deep, deep trouble. They needed Enoch deeply. Everything depended on Enoch. They wrote up a petition. When you look at certain books like the Goetia, the Greater or Lesser Keys of Solomon, all these different books, you find that in order to tap into that magical system, you got to wear a costume. You got to put on this robe, and you got to stand in this place, and you got to carve out this area, and you got to say all of these words. And you can't just say the words like, read it like you're reading, and these things the Lord appointed over 7. You can't read it like that. You've got to read it like you're talking, like I'm talking to you, like I'm just going off the top of my head with it. I have to read it as if I mean it, as coming organically from me, as if I have dominion, as if I'm fluid with that type of dialogue, as if I'm fluid with that type of request. That's what it says. You don't want to pronounce words because it's in Hebrew. So you want to enunciate the word in a proper tone because the spirit that's listening is weighing your intention. They want to know, are you qualified to speak to me? They think that you are the group of people that was granted this science. The Lesser and Greater Keys of Solomon, all the Goetic books are basically books that show you how to tap into Solomonic magical systems. The stuff that God gave King Solomon to bind these demons by. To control them so that they could do the work for Solomon in building the kingdom of God. Many people say that's how the Great Pyramid was created and all of these different structures you see all across the world. They say that these demons did it. And God ordained it. And this is why when you read these Goetic books and anything associated with it, this is the only system we have on the planet that gives you this knowledge. Anyone using the knowledge of such a system got it from Solomon. And this is what justified it. It was of the Hebraic house. It's the system, the magical system of the Hebrews. But before you enter into any activity associated with it, you've got to somewhat purge yourself. How do you do that? You declare things. They have them all written down in some of the books, how you declare things. I have not, I will not, I did not, all this kind of stuff. Purging yourself. Creating a vocal tone, a force field around yourself. Putting you in a state of mind to then, after you've done such, to take it a step further and begin commanding. Acting as if you are of that house. You've cleaned yourself. You've taken a verbal bath. And now you are entering into the circle to command and to have dialogue as if you are granted the authority to do so. How do you get the authority? By the lineage. It is a lineage thing. It is a thing that God granted to the Hebraic house through Solomon. And this is why they make you put on the right outfit and they make you say it in a certain way. And this, because these people of this house spoke in this way. They enunciated. They spoke in different tones to inflect power when speaking certain words. All of it is a science. And these are the people that these fallen will come amongst. Search out. Find one that is worthy and position him as a resource to take their position, their petition, and speak it before God. Enoch, Hebrew. They needed Enoch. It wasn't a pastime. Even though they wanted to ride up like, yeah. We know God better than you. God, we ain't worried about God. We're not worried about God. Where's Enoch? Tell Enoch we need to see him. Yeah, I bet you do. I bet you do want to see him. Fallen angels.